The term evangelist is an interesting one in Scripture. It shows up 3 times that I remember anyway. It shows up once in Ephesians in a list of different offices that God gives to the church. You know, you've got apostles and prophets and evangelists and pastors and teachers. Then Paul uses it in admonishing Timothy. Says, do the work of an evangelist. So you've got it as an office, you've got it as a work, something that you do. But the only person who is called an evangelist in the book of Acts, or in all of Scripture, but in the book of Acts, is Philip, who was actually one of the first deacons that we find in Scripture as well. When the church dispersed, he goes out and he begins to preach in Samaria. And he's the one that went to the Ethiopian eunuch. And this thought just kind of hit me as I was finishing up my lunch today, that when he went up to the Ethiopian eunuch, he asked, do you understand what you're reading? Because he was reading out of a scroll out of the book of Isaiah. And I thought about that as a stark contrast to what we see today. We see a lot of people going and trying to get folks to agree with, the tenets of our faith. And we say, well, do you believe that, Jesus is the Son of God? Do you believe that you're a sinner? Do you believe that he died for sin? And we go through the checklist of, just believe these things and confess them and you'll be okay. And the Scripture does tell us that. But how are you going to really believe in something if you don't understand? And that was the question that Philip asked the Ethiopian eunuch was, do you understand what you're reading? And I'm afraid that we are trying to get people to agree with us without having an understanding, a working knowledge of the beauty of the gospel. So anyway, that's my little thought that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of the day today, and thought I'd share.